Yeah, I've watched the game a few times since Thursday night. I watched it two more times after rewatching with the coaches, and there's a lot of things I can get better at and help the offense move down the field. But I thought overall, we did a pretty good job. We just got to execute a little better and get the fine details. But no, it was an awesome first start, and I was very excited and fortunate to be able to lead the team.
What was the message from Fleck during the game right before halftime? We saw him give you some strong words of encouragement
Hmm.
after a couple plays, and what
Yep.
did Harbaugh have to say?
Yeah, we have helmet communication, and before the play, Harbaugh, he reminded me, you can't take a sack here. And then as the play goes on, you're attempting to put the team in the best situation and get the ball in the end zone, but it wasn't there, and I got to do a better job and throw the ball away. Because it's situational football, I got to help out Brady, our kicker, and help him out with a shorter field goal in that situation. And Fleck just told me that you can't take the sack there, and I mean, I knew it. I obviously knew it. Harbaugh told me right before the play, right when we broke the huddle, can't take a sack here, put the ball in the end zone, whether that's 20 yards in the stands or, somebody's open and throw an appropriate ball. But, yeah, I can't take a sack there, and I'll get better, and that won't happen again.
What's an example of the consistency Jalen Smith has shown in the last year?
Yeah, I think it's just, when he first got here, you could tell he was going to be a dude. But it takes time, it takes time to really evolve, and we're all still evolving and get better. Like, we have so much room for growth. But Jalen's just worked his butt off, and he's took tremendous strides, even from fall camp to now. And I'm just really excited to see what he can continue to do for our football team.
The toughest part making progressive reads, where you go, okay, there's the first one, but I can't hurry it. I got to go one, two, three, and all those things, and staying patient in the pocket. Is that the toughest thing about playing at game speed?
I think the biggest thing, I had a really good conversation with Max about this. Like his first game last year against UNC, he felt like he was kind of playing faster than the game actually was. And that was a really good message for me because once I got into the game, I just attempted to be really relaxed and just play my game because at the end of the day, the coaches are putting me in a spot to, lead the organization and lead the program once we get on the field. And that's something I have to do. And I thought I did a really good job handling that, just, slowing myself down, going through my process. Each individual play has a different process. So going into that with a different mindset.
Was there anything, I'm sure you waited, a long time hoping to get that first crack at it. Anything surprise you, the speed, the crowd, anything about it, or was it, you were able to soak it in like it was just a normal night?
Yeah, I think it was obviously a really cool experience once we ran out, but I always get like the only jittery I really ever get is on the bus, just leading up to the stadium. You're about to enter, you're entering a different mode in your mind where it's time to, just go to war with your brothers. And I think that's a mindset that you don't really overthink. It just happens. You snap into it really quickly. And then once you get on the field, it's just like, you're really tunnel vision. That's how I kind of explain it. Like, when I threw the touchdown to J-Mo, I didn't hear anything. Like, I didn't hear the crowd. Like, you're so locked in on the moment and locked in on being really successful and winning that situation and winning that game that I feel like ultimately I'm just really dialed in and attempting to put our team in the best situation possible to win games.
Is there stuff you guys can work on too to not settle for field goals?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, that's, I think, at the end of the day when we're playing, when we go down the road and keep going on with the season, we got to score touchdowns, and that's a big emphasis from Coach Fleck and Coach Harbaugh. Like, we can't settle for three, can't turn the ball over on that situation. Got to just throw it in the dirt. Got to get that fourth down. I think there's a lot of situations overall that we can get better at, and that comes with time, but it's also got to come now. And I think that's a thing that all of us realize. But yeah, we can't settle for field goals if we want to get to where we want to go.
And Drake, what did you learn about your teammates, and what was reaffirmed to you about your teammates? It's always different when you first go into that.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's a lot different once you're actually, you're not wearing a gold jersey. We were wearing all gold, but when you're live, I think I learned a lot about my teammates. I think our O-line is really, really good. I really liked what I saw out of all of them, but Greg Johnson's doing a great job leading that room. It's changed tremendously from a mindset standpoint, and really blessed to have that guy leading that room. All the wideouts, tight ends, you think it's going to be different when you step into the huddle, when you're getting snaps, but it's all really the same. You put so much hours into being successful that when you get in that moment, everything's the same. The huddle, the break, getting to the line of scrimmage. You watch so much film over the week, and Coach Harbaugh does such a good job giving me little cues and reminders before the clock hits 15. You know, he's talking to me before the play clock hits 15 because once 15 hits, it's all me. So he does a really good job talking to me, communicating, and I was really pleased with my teammates and our poise. But I think we got to be a lot better, and I think everybody knows that.
Would you like to run the ball yourself? I mean, do you like to take off? Do you look at yourself as a, third and long option?
Yeah, I think it depends on the coverage too. I mean, if you get two man, if someone doesn't win, your first option doesn't win, I think you got to go and get the first down here and there. But I'm obviously trying to stay a passer as long as I can because I think that's my strength. I think I'm best in the pocket. I think I can put the ball in a lot of spots, and my teammates can make a lot of plays for me. And obviously I'd rather get the ball in Darius Taylor, Jalen Smith, Javon Tracy's hands than let me go run against a linebacker, But obviously I think when you got to go get it, you got to go get it. And that's something me and Coach Fleck talked about. I think the biggest thing a quarterback has to know is third down. You got to be really, really good on third down. Got to be really, really good in the green zone. And then controlling the line of scrimmage and controlling the run game, and then obviously the quarterback run. Like when you can go get 8 yards, you got to go get those 8 yards. So I think that's something I'll look for a little more and strive to be better at.
What was your process in responding to some of the conventional pressure looks and how that unfolds?
I think the first quarter I didn't do a great job of identifying it as fast as I wanted to. I think it took a minute because we game planned a whole different thing than what they showed us, and I was expecting to see a different thing than what they showed, obviously. But as the game went on, I started using a lot more cadence, using my hands a lot more, and I started getting their tells with the coverage tells and the pressure tells, and that helped me out a lot and helped the offensive line and Darius out a lot because then we started being able to communicate and give the O-line some calls where the pressure's coming from. There's a few times where me and Darius were under center and I'm faking it, and I'm telling them the pressure that's coming because, they just kept bringing it. And I was just telling him, just to help him out because it's so challenging with Darius. He's looking at 3 different spots with his eyes to be able to get out of the protection and get into the check down because that's where he can be really explosive for us. So just having that constant communication with the O-line and Darius is going to be huge for us.
Was the touchdown to Jalen an adjustment in game, or was that what you kind of were expecting?
The play was an adjustment, but, the pressure, they had brought that pressure a lot, and they were playing the same coverage behind it. A few of the times when we had called the deep stuff from under center, I just kind of had to escape the pocket and either get the ball out of my hands or, make a play or check it down. But that particular play, I used a lot of cadence and then saw the creep and saw the spin by the safeties, so I gave the O-line a watch it call. And then I saw Red Murdoch. He was a really good player, but he came right up the A-gap, so I just stepped up and escaped. And then I knew once I had time, Jalen was going to be wide open based off the coverage they were playing. And, he was legit wide open. So that's one of the ones you just got to put in the air and let him go make a play. So.
It's kind of often you basically melt away 3/4 of the fourth quarter to
Yeah.
get a 9-minute, whatever it was, 45-second drive. But for the quarterback, a lot of that comes just handing the ball off. So what's your mentality when the coach says, hey, we need to, get into 4 minutes, make it 9 minutes?
Yeah, I think I've obviously never experienced that. When we stepped out with 10 minutes, I was obviously hopeful, but that's a lot of running the ball and a lot of work on the O-line. And we do situational football all the time in fall camp, and I think that builds everybody really, really good. But yeah, when I stepped into the huddle, I obviously told him. I said it on Thursday. I told him, let's go finish it on offense, and that's a really challenging thing to do as an offensive line and running backs. But my mindset obviously is just. It's constant motivation, keeping everybody up because they're the ones putting the work in. They're the ones getting tired. I'm just the one, making the checks and getting us into the right run so we can go execute. So it's just constant motivation, putting the right voice behind them and letting them go do their thing. But, no, I thought that was awesome to be a part of that. And watching Darius and the O-line and tight ends and wide receivers do that was unreal from my perspective. So that was great.
Time for 1 or 2 more?
Obviously, the big differences between game 1 and 2 in football season. What will be different this week, knowing what you know from game 1?
I think, obviously, we always talk about we don't really take the big jump from game 1 to game 2. It's always just game after game after game. But obviously, after playing the first game, you get a good feel for it. You get a good feel for taking it all in pregame, to warming up, to going back in, getting dressed, coming back out, seeing the fans, and then going back in one last time to get ready to go play the game. And I think overall, it's just I got to feel it, and all of us got to feel a game. You don't play for 9 months. You're just practicing, and there's always something a little different about game day, no matter what, compared to fall camp practice. And that's one of the things I kind of talked to the offense about. The message I gave them the day before the game was, no matter how we feel, going into Thursday. No matter if you're sick, tired, don't feel very good, we're going to go at 7 o'clock and go play. So there's no reason to, work yourself up, put those extra nerves on yourself, because no matter what we do, there's going to be 50,000 people there, and we're going to have to go play and put the ball down. So I think the biggest thing for me is just consistency and understanding situational football and putting the offense in the best position to succeed every single play and move the chains.
Drake, you had 7 of your former teammates made the NFL
Yeah.
rosters, and 4 of them were guys who weren't even drafted. What does that say about the program and about the motivation going forward?
Yeah, that's really big. I thought going into the draft we'd probably have a few more guys drafted. I was a little surprised we only had 3, but I mean, it doesn't surprise me that 7 guys made it, because I mean those guys were always in the building. I mean, especially Max. I mean, always there. And our program does a great job of just making you work as hard as you can and pulling things out of you that you didn't know you had. And I think a lot of programs don't offer that, and I think that's a tribute to Coach Fleck and all the staff. They're always attempting to grab more and more and more out of you. When you think, I did this to a really high level. Like in the game, I thought maybe I did one thing to a really high level. They're trying to get more out of that. And it's like, wow, like you just got to keep going. And I think that's a tribute to Coach Fleck and everybody just pulling as much as they can out of you.
You see a guy like Nick Keller who didn't get the ball a lot, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't surprised by Callerup. He's one of the best blocking tight ends. He's probably going to be the best blocking tight end in the National Football League. And he's not the most, jukey side-to-side guy, but he can run. And he has pretty good hands, too, and we didn't use him all that much, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him some in the pass game, too. But he's one of the best blocking tight ends I think there'll be in the National Football League.
One more for Graham.
Can you give us a little scouting report on what you'll see for Northwestern State?
Yeah. I mean, they're a good football team. I mean, at the end of the day, they're the next team in the way, and we got to go execute and play our best game of football. I think no matter who you play, every single Saturday is going to require your best. And if you don't look at it that way, then you're wrong. Because at the end of the day, any team can win on any given Saturday, and I think we've learned that throughout the last couple of years of college football. So, I mean, they're a good football team. They're going to be really excited to come up here and play. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about us, though. I mean, they're going to come up here and be ready to play, so we just got to go execute one play at a time and put the offense and the defense in the best situation possible to go succeed.
All right, thanks, Drake.
Yeah, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
At the game against Buffalo, what was the message from Coach Monroe afterwards?
The main thing was just, we got to get better. I mean, every week we get better. Every week we head into, want to be 1-0. And after that Buffalo game, I felt like the whole team, we feel like we didn't play our hardest. We feel like we didn't play up to the standard. But we know that this week and every other week we going to, make the competition better. And we just going to compete with each other and get better every single day.
You saw Nestor make his first career start, play the whole game alongside you. What did he have to say after the game?
Oh, Nestor's just happy to be there. I mean, he's just excited to be in this moment, and I love him for that. And he's a great person. And I wouldn't change anything to have John Nestor on the other side of the corner.
Za'Quan, must be nice to get that pass breakup right away, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good way to start the game.
Yes, sir.
Za'Quan, what did starting a few games last year do for you to have something to look back on as you kind of start this year?
The main thing is for sure it boosted my confidence. But it just showed that I'm ready to play. And coming into the season, I know I was gonna be one of those one of the big guys, one of the leaders on the team, and I was ready to step into that role. And I don't doubt anything that I've done, and I'm gonna lead this team with everything I got.
When you and Coach Collins rewatched the film with the whole defense, what was his message back on Sunday?
The main message was to get better. We didn't play our game. We didn't play to our fullest. We didn't play 60 minutes of 60 minutes of hell. And every week from now on, we can always play 60 minutes of hell, no matter the score, no matter the result.
What did you learn from a guy like Justin Wally last year?
Wally taught me a lot of things. Just learning from him, to stay right-minded, stay on the right path, and just focus on you. Play your role. Just do your role. Just be that team player.
To give up only 150 yards and 44 plays and not feel like you played a full game, where does the improvement come in?
I don't think that's a question for me to ask, for me to answer it. I think that's something for Coach Fleck.
How good can this defense? You were part of a good defense last year that was, top 5 in a couple of key categories. How good do you think this year's defense can be?
For sure, I think this year's defense could be better than last year's defense. I mean, we had a hell of a defense last year, but we have a lot of guys this year with a lot of talent. the different different things we come out with, the different packages, and just those guys are gonna really fill that role, and I know that they're gonna get the job done.
The defensive line set a pretty fast tone right away. What did that do for you in the secondary?
I mean, that helped us a lot. They causing a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and caused us to chose for us to get those plays, and I really thank my D-line for that.
Anything else for Za'Quan? What do you know about this week's opponent, Northwestern Louisiana?
I think that's a question for Coach Fleck to answer. Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks, Za'Quan.
Thank you.
Couple of series where the defensive line specifically came hot out the gate against Buffalo. Was that an emphasis from the coaching staff, or was just an excited defensive line ready to get after it?
I mean, not anything different from how we usually play. We got talented defensive linemen, and you guys know that. So it's just, yeah, I would say we're pretty excited. But at the end of the day, it was the next opponent, ready to just get after it.
Za'Quan talked about kind of feeling like you didn't play up to maybe the standard, but you only had 150 yards, 10 points, 44 plays. What do you feel like is the improvement if you guys need to make?
Well, specifically for him, he's probably just talking about our standard as a team, and just being able to, of course, for any team, being able to hold anybody to no points, and whether it's any Big Ten conference school or Buffalo, and who we played last week, and it's not because where they're at, it's because they were the next opponent, and we didn't do that. So. Give up points. Any defense doesn't want to give up points. That's why he said we need to up the standard, and we let a few plays go that shouldn't have gone. Not only that, we didn't have no takeaways. So being able to emphasize getting the ball out and do stuff like that, it's just being able to do that moving forward is a big emphasis for us as a defense.
When Anthony Smith on that first series basically sacked the quarterback with the offensive tackle, what was your thoughts? What did you think of that play?
Yeah, man. Freaking Ant. We were arguing about the first sack, and it was like, yeah, I got half of that. You're not taking that away. So, but he's grown. He's understanding who he is as a defensive player, and just being able to continue to be dominant. That's the big thing for him. He wants to go to big places, be the guy. Like, he's going to have to make those plays this year. So I'm glad to see that he's making the right moves and moving forward in the right direction.
What you see from Jackson Howard, his first career start, he sets an edge early and also hits a spin move to affect the quarterback on third down.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. So, I mean, it's nothing new from Jackson. Jackson's been doing that since last year, and it's just continuing to add on to the legacy that we have here as a D-line. So just continue to be him. I told him, like, you're ready for it. Like, just continue to play. I mean, you're going to be one of those guys that we expect to make plays. And right now you're showing the capabilities that you can make plays and who you are, the reasons why we chose you to come here. So it's just, he has to continue to be him. I mean, he's doing great. Don't stop.
Jalen, 7 losses, 7 runs for losses. The linebackers behind you made a bunch of tackles. How do you feel? Just tell me about the team effort stopping the run.
Yeah, man. The front 7, at the end of the day, we emphasize stopping the run here at the University of Minnesota. Defense harps on that. That's what we are. That's what our foundation is at the end of the day. So doing that, of course, like Z said, we got to be better. There's certain techniques that we weren't great at. Didn't miss many tackles, but at the same time, no takeaways. So we did all right. But all right's not good enough. We want to be elite. So, and in order for us to get to the CFP, we got to be elite. And so, but yeah, just linebackers are doing well. We got a very talented linebacker core, more than I've ever seen before. Of course, we had guys like Mariano. You had guys who are now in the league. So it's just being able to see them do that and see what they can potentially be. It's exciting. So.
I always see when the linebackers make the tackles of the guys, and Buck must be doing something.
Yeah. I'm like, that one play, Dev Williams, not his sack, but he had a real good hurry where me and Carmo were right there, and I was like, man, Like I wanted that, but I'm glad you got the hit on him before I got there because I know how much you wanted it. So it's exciting. We're really competitive. So it lets you know that you got something.
Was there a debate with Ant about that side?
Yeah, we was. Yeah, in the weight room, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna find a way to make sure that I get the full sack." I'm like, "No, you're not. I'm like, I got credit on that. I'm like, I got a half of that. You're going to have to get a full sack to yourself if you want that." So it's just, nah. It's how the D line operates. Like especially with being him. Like he's really competitive in the sense like he wants it all, and at the same time I want it all. So it's just, but we understand that we got to complement each other. So that's what it is.
One of your former teammates, Danny Strigo, didn't get drafted but made the roster.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
I mean, he's a dude. And of course, Coach Fleck talks about it all the time, especially when he was here. Like, it's nothing surprising. Like, you seen what he did at the Senior Bowl. They call him, and he pulls up and ready to get after it, and he's getting after it, getting sacks. And he does that in the offseason and preseason. So, I mean, I'm not surprised by Danny Strigow, him getting that spot. I mean, he's earned it. Like, nothing's deserved. He earned it by far, and I'm super excited for him.
Other side of the ball, Ariante has won the starting job with the Texans at left tackle.
Yeah, my guy. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on him and how he's improved?
Same thing. Earned it. We talked about it. I know we talked on the phone. We don't talk often, but when we do talk, we talk. So it's just being able to see that he's been putting in the work, being a sponge like any Gopher would when you go to the league, being a sponge and taking all the coaching that you can take. And just being able to see some of the dreams that he's going after come true. Now, he has a long way to go, of course, because, I mean, this is only the beginning. But he's worked real hard for that. Like, and I'm real proud to see him being able to make an impact in his life and the people that are around him. So, yeah.
Got time for one or two more for Jalen?
When you look at the opener last year, Heatherman said you had 22 missed tackles, and now against Buffalo, Pro Football Focus had you guys at 0 as a defense. What changed from last year to this year's opener?
Just the process. I feel like we emphasized tackling a lot more after that home opener, the way we attack practice. And, of course, we come into practice with tackling convention. The way we operate on that now is a lot more efficient. We do a lot more tackling, and we teach it differently than what we used to in the past. Like, we got 3 stations versus 1, which is being able to show the young guys and the older guys being able to refine their tackling skills. Like, even me as a D lineman, I don't get many of those tackles, but when I do get an open field tackle, being able to understand what angles I need to take in order to make sure that I get that runner on the ground.
Anything else for Jalen?
One last thing, wanted to do this. I want to get in the habit of doing this. I want to thank God for putting me in this position. I know my grandma's watching this, so making sure that I emphasize that a lot more as I do these interviews. So, thank you.
Thanks, Jalen.
Thank you.
Against Buffalo, what was the message from Harbaugh and Simon to the pass catchers?
We just got to be more consistent with our catching. You know, even though the hard ones, we got to make them look easy. And it's just one of those that we all talked about in the receiver room. It's just every ball is an elite ball. Whatever, if it's in your vicinity, touch your body, in your hands, go catch it. You know what I mean?
That can take me through your first catch, that long out on the sideline there.
Yeah, this is a play that we had designed especially for that defensive look that we had. It's just one of the old Ravens playbook, little Ravens out route we always had years past. It was almost like routes on there for me. I ain't really get touched much. I ain't really have to release a defender. Just ran out. Drake knew I was there. I trust Drake. Drake trusted me to be in the right spots. Put her on the money. So yeah.
What was your message to Jalen Smith throughout the first half when he had a couple of drops and then to see him come back and make that play in the second half?
Tell him just relax. It's still a game at the end of the day. Like, whatever it is, it's at a different level. You might be in college now getting the big-time plays that you got to play at. It's still a game at the end of the day. You've been playing this since you was a little kid. Just go out there and play free. Don't play careless. Just play. You feel me?
How calm and poised did Drake seem to you guys during that game?
Oh, he's pretty calm. He was ready. He fired up, ready to go. He couldn't wait to just go out there and just execute the offense, lead us, just leading us to a victory, just going one play at a time, one snap at a time,
Did you guys audible much?
Do audible much.
Do you at line scrimmage, do you do a lot of that or not?
We would. It just depends on the looks that we have. quarterback also has a control in that to audible to a certain play that he thinks is the best fit for that defensive structure. So yes.
But what has Jalen done to be able to get on the field as a redshirt freshman?
Oh, Jalen been consistent since he first got here. Ever since last year, I knew he was going to be one of the guys that's going to be up and true coming. He actually been putting in the work. He been listening to us older guys over the years. He been applying it ever since last year. He been applying it to his craft. He just understanding the game. He's just evolving more into the situational of the game. But he's a great, great player.
Anything else for LeMay? Just the room in general. There's 3 new transfers, guys that are trying to step up. You're kind of the old guy now in the room. How it meshes and what you thought when new guys were coming in, when I'm sure everyone's hoping to get more playing time and the competition increases.
Yeah, we would love to have more guys in the receiver room. The more the better. Depth is our friend. It was like we would like to say with Coach Fleck in the meetings and stuff like that. But I knew that we were gonna have to bring in receivers regardless. That's just to help the team out. It's not against like who's gonna play what reps, who's not getting reps. It's always about helping the team. It's never about who's gonna play over who. So when we came in the receiver room, we never talked about who's getting certain reps. It was like who's getting the ball, who's not going in the game, who's not, you know what I mean? It's just always about, let's go help out the team. We got to do what the team needs. If the coach calls on me, whatever a player calls on me to go to get something done, I'm going to get that done.
Did you feel like as like the old guy now in the room that you had to get that message to everybody?
Yeah, I feel like we didn't really have to get that message because we were so connected outside of the whole game of football, just outside. So we hang out a lot with each other. I like to cook meals for the receiver room, so we just go out there and just bond with each other. So I like to cook for them. So that just transferred over to the football play. Like, we're not selfish. We just going out there to play the game,
What do you cook them?
Some wings. So I recently cooked them my wings that I got from my mom. It's a famous recipe that I put out probably like 2 years ago. And then I cooked some baked mac and cheese on my own. So, yeah.
7 of your teammates from last year are on NFL rosters or practice squads.
Yes.
What does that say to you and you're going forward for what your goals are?
Oh, big motivational. Those guys led the room in their position room. They was here. So just being able to see them go out there and just acquire that dream that they've been looking for since they was little kids has always been a great motivational thing for me and the younger guys that's coming up. So hopefully that once I get my chance to go out there and make a team and stuff like that, I can be able to have the young guys look up to me as a motivation as well.
Anything else for LeMay? All right, thanks, LeMay.
Thank y'all for your time.